Welcome to a performance of Charlie Parker's music. Charlie Parker would be 102 today. He was born in 1920. He started playing saxophone at age 11. Folklore has it that his first encounter with professional musicians resulted in him being thrown off the stage. Drummer Joe Jones threw his cymbal at him. We're not sure exactly what happened, but perhaps he was sounding like Chris Potter and people just weren't ready for that yet. Nonetheless, Charlie Parker's music has been influential and remains a vital part of American music and American history. Charlie Parker was plagued with alcohol and drug abuse and unfortunately died at an early age of just 34 years old. The purpose of this performance is to introduce you to the music of Charlie Parker and consider his genius and how much he influenced music of today. During this performance, I will play for you Parker's solo, which I have transcribed and assembled into books, which the jazz community has come to describe as Omnibooks. There's a Charlie Parker Omnibook 1, which was published in 1978. It was transcribed by Jamie Aebersold. The second volume was released in 2018. It was transcribed entirely by me. I've also gone back and redone the first Omnibook using my more advanced transcription techniques, which weren't available when Jamie Aebersold had originally transcribed the book. Accompanying me while I perform these Charlie Parker transcriptions is a computerized accompaniment. I have arranged all the music using a combination of MIDI, sampled sounds, and other little gadgets to make the music sound exactly like the performance originally was. Not only have I transcribed Charlie Parker's solos, but I have transcribed most of the music, and some of the nuances you will hear may make you smile if you are familiar with the recordings. So let's get on with the Charlie Parker Omnibook concert. There's quite a few Charlie Parker recordings out there. A lot of them were actually private recordings and not of the best quality. They were done from the bathroom of a club or just in the audience. They're not necessarily studio recordings. We're going to start off the concert here with a little snippet of a recording of Charlie Parker when he may have been 17 years old. He is playing a cappella, that is by himself, and the recording is absolutely terrible. So let's take a listen. You may appreciate how difficult it might be to transcribe it. That was Honeysuckle Rose he was playing. So I'm going to play my rendition of Honey and Body to give you an idea of what I'm trying to accomplish here with transcribing. Ironically, this song is not in any of the audiobooks. Charlie Parker started out his career with the J. McShann Orchestra. He started playing with them in 1938. He made his first professional recording at age 19 on August 9th, 1940. He then went on to do a lot more recording. One of my favorite early sessions is the Kansas City session where he played with Effigy Ware and Little Phil Phillips on drums. Apparently the drums was the side of a suitcase. Mr. Ware is playing the guitar, and I'll give you a sample now of Cherokee, one of Charlie Parker's favorite tunes. unstoppable evolution of bebop occurred when Charlie Parker came on the scene. He moved from the J. McShann Orchestra and joined the Earl Hines Ensemble, and there he met Dizzy Gillespie. And you cannot talk about bebop without talking about Dizzy Gillespie. Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie were like peanut butter and jelly, inseparable when it came to the evolution of bebop. I'm going to play for you now some of the beginnings of bebop. Charlie Parker was just 24 when he recorded this tune called Sure Enough. Not all bebop was fast. Here's a tune called Meandering. Dizzy Gillespie plays the piano. This next tune is called Coco. It's based on the chord changes of Cherokee, which you heard earlier in the concert. We're going to do it at a little more up-tempo pace, though. Charlie Parker moved from New York to Los Angeles in the end of 1946. Here's a Hollywood session of some of his most popular tunes. Bird was addicted to heroin and found it more difficult to procure in Los Angeles, so he began to drink heavily. At age 25, his addictions landed him in the Camarillo State Mental Hospital in Southern California. Parker was rehabilitated and released invigorated, and some historians believe that he was playing his best after he got released in the year of 1947. Here's a cute little tune with Miles Davis. It's called Alu Cha, and you'll hear the counterpoint that Charlie Parker wrote. This next tune is a compilation of 3 different takes of Parker's Mood, which is written on the B-flat blues. Charlie Parker replaces the trumpet chair in his quintet with Kenny Dorham. He also records with Fats Navarro the same year. And then at the end of 1949, he replaces the trumpet with a fellow by the name of Red Rodney. And among the anecdotes to emerge from this time was the tale of Parker telling his agent that Rodney was in fact an albino black man to ensure that Rodney would not be barred from a tour of the South. Here's Charlie Parker and Red Rodney on Segments. This next tune is one of those classic private recordings that was done at the Rockland Palace in New York. Again, it has Red Rodney on trumpet on Dizzy Gillespie's Salt Peanuts. And if you know the words, you can sing along. This next tune was reinvented in 1972 by a group called Super Sax, headed up by Med Flory. The tune is called Star Eyes, and it was one of my inspirations when I was a young saxophone player. A lot of Bird's tunes ended with the suffix ology, like ornithology, which we heard earlier. We're now going to hear a tune called Anthropology. Now we're going to play a jazz standard written by Thelonious Monk called Round Midnight with Dizzy Gillespie on trumpet. At the beginning of the concert, we heard the first recording ever of Charlie Parker. Now we're going to play a tune that was from his last recording before he died. It's Cole Porter's Love for Sale.